All right, everyone, give it up for Contra Hardcore.
You live? All right, this is Contra Hardcore. This is kind of a underlooked Contra game for the Sega Genesis. And Nick B, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm NickBGoHard, and on the couch behind me is Mrs. FCJ, the FCJ2000, Contra 3 world record holder. We're going to be going hardcore.
And he's going to be picking Sheena. There's 4 different characters in this game, and they all have different weapon sets. And he's also playing the Japanese version, which there's a couple differences, which we'll explain when we get into the run.
First being the text scrolling. Text scrolling is a big part of this game. You actually have to hold B to get it to the end. And it goes a lot faster in the JP version. So here we go. Start time right now.
Right. All right, so it's kind of a Contra tradition, I think, besides maybe the original Contra, where the first stage is just a run and gun like hell. Like you just have all kinds of enemies all over the place. So it's probably the hardest part of the run right here. But fortunately, he's playing on the Japanese version. And what's different about the Japanese version is that you see those little 3 notches next to the portrait of Sheena. That's health, which is a little weird for a Contra game, it's normally one hit death in Contra, right? Well, for the Japanese version, for some reason, they put health in this game where you can take 3 hits before you die. So as you saw earlier, he actually took a damage boost through that little spider mini-boss. Whereas in the US version, where you don't have health bars, you would normally have to actually fight it. So that's just one little difference.
Another big part of this game is sliding. It's way faster than walking.
Yeah.
So whenever it's safe, I'm going to be sliding everywhere.
Yeah, it's one of those things you just kind of have to almost route out all your slides throughout the whole run if you want to do everything optimally.
So we're coming up on the first mini-boss, if you can even call him that. I'm just going to sit here and shoot him in the eye.
Yeah, you stand in that spot, you'll never get hurt, and then he kind of wiggles, and now he's gone. Yeah, so they have this little section, but there's nothing too much to say about this. But now we're coming up on the boss for stage 1. So you can't do it with Sheena because her weapons aren't powerful enough, but if you're playing with Brownie or Fang, he has 2 phases. That was the first stage, this is the second stage. And if you're playing with one of the characters with stronger weapons, you could actually kill him before the second stage even starts. But with Sheena, you have to actually fight both stages. So in a way, it makes the run a lot more interesting since you don't just blow away all the bosses. Yeah. And right here, you have a little conversation with this guy, Deadeye Joe. And he gives you an option. Should you chase Joe or should you fight Joe?
We're going to chase Joe.
We're going to chase Joe. Now this section is just a little bit of an auto-scroller. So as far as auto-scrollers go, it's basically just, kill these guys as soon as possible. That's the only way to really make it faster.
And I'm going to be using this laser for most of the run. This is her best weapon.
Yeah.
And it's most effective when you're close to the end of the screen like this. You continually get shots off. We're coming up on another little spider mini-boss.
Yeah, a lot of these bosses are like fixed patterns. So it's almost just pattern memorization, right? They do the same thing every time, and you just have to execute. There's a handful of elements of RNG, but we haven't encountered much of that so far, besides the first stage, of course. So right here, you have to be careful to stand in a certain position. Otherwise, your character's going to travel across the screen and then turn on their little boosters. And so it's a small little time saving.
Yeah, you always want to get to the spot where the cutscene starts, or else it'll slow you down trying to get you there. I'm going to get all the way in the corner, the spot the boss can't hit me in.
Yeah, this is a tiny little exploit. You stand right here, and you're safe. So.
Normally, you wouldn't be able to one-cycle it like that.
Because you'd have to jump.
And now we're coming up on the main boss. This is Dead-Eye Joe again.
Yeah.
In a different robot suit.
Yeah, we're gonna see him multiple times in the run probably. This boss is really critical to get a quick kill on him. Otherwise, he like goes into the background and hangs out there for like 5 hours and then comes back and it's just,
Oh yeah,
you
we
really
got the
want to
quick
kill him
kill,
quickly.
too.
Yeah, good, that was nice. He used a bomb to ensure he got that quick kill in.
We're gonna scroll this text as fast as possible.
Yeah. This text scrolling is probably almost the most difficult part of the run because the same button which makes the text scroll faster is also the same button that you press to go to the next text message. So like you have to almost memorize everything they're going to say to know when to like press the button and then release it and press it again in the most optimal way. It's really weird.
Now we're moving on to the junkyard. Looking for the bad guy, Neumann Cascade.
Neumann Cascade, one of the best villains in any video game ever. Yeah, this is another small little run and gun section. It's not too hard because everything, like I said, everything's kind of fixed. You just have to execute. So we should grab a bomb right here. And this part is the boss, but there's this spot you can kind of hang out underneath the boss where you can shoot him in his weak spot, which is his head, but also you're relatively safe from all of his little attacks, like that arm that comes out, you don't have to deal with it. From this part, you just, slide to just go as fast as possible. These guns can be a little bit of a hazard. You just do, you kind of plan your slides and shoot at the right time. Everything should be okay.
Here's the main event.
Yeah, here's Neumann Cascade. And now you're going into the virtual zone. So it's in Japanese, so you can't see, but he's like supposed to be an internet hacker, in 1994 when this game came out. And he has this whole virtual zone set up for you.
He's gonna just turn into a bunch of constellations.
Yeah, a bunch of constellations. So none of these are actually too bad. If you have a strong weapon, you can kind of just shoot them, and most of the time you'll destroy that arrow before it even becomes a danger, really. This third constellation is kind of a worry because it can just dive right at you, and you have to like awkwardly dodge through it. But fortunately, you didn't get that pattern, so you can kind of just stand here and hopefully, yeah, he's got a good pattern on that as well.
Now Neumann is gonna shift into some sort of giant cube thing.
Yeah.
Not sure how a human can do it, but
it's the virtual zone. Yeah, you can technically, it acts like you can do damage. Well, not this part, but when he's changing forms, like if you hit him, he'll like blink, and it almost acts like you're doing damage to him, but you're not. But the weird thing is you can actually get points. So if you hit him there, you could actually get extra lives. So if you're just doing a casual playthrough of this game, it might be a good idea to keep hitting him right here, even if you're not actually hurting him.
all right, now we're coming up on the final form, which is a helicopter.
Yeah. Helicopter can be a little tricky, but like I said, it pretty much does the same thing every single time.
We're gonna switch to the homing here, since we can just constantly hit them. And that should be it for the virtual zone.
Yeah. Neumann surrendered peacefully.
Now we're looking for Colonel Bahamut. He's the leader of this resistance. And he's hidden out in the jungle somewhere.
This first part of the jungle can be a little tricky. As you can see, you have this insane swarm of like enemies coming at you, and you just are always expecting one to slip through and kill you. But he fortunately didn't have to deal with that. And now this waterfall guy, who you're going to see in a little bit come out of the waterfall, he actually has quite a few different patterns that he can give you. And so you don't want him to shoot right away, but it's not a big deal if he does. Like, see, he's shooting right away, turn red. So that's kind of the
about
bad
the worst pattern you can get.
As long as you can see it coming before it happens, it's usually only a pretty minimal time loss.
Took a hit there.
Took a hit there, but Japanese version, so it wasn't too big of a deal.
That was the controller's fault. Now we're coming up on the best character in the game, this really happy dinosaur.
Yeah, this happy, well, he has to kill these things right here, but then it'll let him progress. This little happy dinosaur, if you shoot him in the nose, he gets mad and blows bubbles at you and it can kill you. So you have to like be careful when you pass. When you're fighting these things, so you don't accidentally shoot him on the nose. And he's more dangerous than he appears.
Now this boss, for some reason, is weaker against the A weapon. That's why we're using it here.
There's a lot of RNG involved with this boss as well.
Oh, we got the good pattern
Yeah, this
here.
is the good pattern. You just lay down and keep doing damage, and he should be going down pretty soon. Yeah. So you have the second phase, he just kind of waddles around, and he has a larger kind of hitbox than you think he's gonna have, so you kind of want to play it safe and stay away from him a little bit. But other than that, he's not too bad. Yeah, he's kind of... All the bosses in this game are so happy. They're just all dancing.
It's gonna fly by a few times, but... And now we're coming up on an auto-scroller section. If we want to go ahead and read some donations.
Yeah, it's a good time to read quite a few.
All right, that sounds good. We've got plenty of donations coming in here. We've got $10 from Crystal205 saying, been working from home this week so I can get to watch in the background. Keep on being groovy. Donating for bonus game 3 because we need more GDQ. Guys, remember there are plenty of different incentives you can donate for, so keep those coming in so we can get all of those met. We've got another $10 coming in from Pandadorf saying, been watching for a few years now and always so happy to watch another fantastic GDQ event. Good luck to all the runners and big thank you to everyone involved.
So if you've played Contra 3, the Alien Wars, they have a wall climber boss, and he's pretty boring because you just kind of have to wait. And this is just like that boss on steroids, because instead of it being like a 30-second waste of your time, this is like a 2-3 minute waste of your time. So if you want to read more donations, you can go ahead. He's just going to kind of fly around.
Probably got like another minute and a half of this.
It's pretty boring. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. We have $15 in coming in from Bonnie saying honk. Yeah. Also got a $100 donation in from Manadona. There's no comment, but thank you so much for your generosity.
So there's a couple like small little places where you have to fight him, but none of which are really that dangerous. It's gonna kind of land and like roll down, and Nick's gonna drop down and go point blank, I would imagine. There's a little bit of RNG here because this little laser beam he's about to shoot can just basically kill him just like that, but fortunately he could afford to take a hit.
Fortunately, what we're gonna do here is just intentionally get hit with our bomb out. You can't lose the bomb. So now we're back to full health, and we're gonna need all 3 of them for a damage abuse in the final boss fight. So we're just going back to more boring auto-scroller.
Yeah, you could probably read one more donation.
All right. We've got a $5 donation coming in from Hard Corpse Bro saying, I love Contra Hard Corpse. GDQ needs to have a Hard Corpse Uprising run next year. Good luck to all the runners.
Yeah, that's another great Contra game. So we're about to come up on his kind of final form. He's going to kind of grab the ceiling and the floor and kind of just spin around and shoot a laser. And then this is what Nick was talking about. I think he's just going to tank damage here, basically.
Yeah, the more you shoot him, the more he bows out to that side. If I were to let go, he would just swing back.
Yeah, he would slingshot right.
You'll see it.
Yep.
But I'm just gonna eat this damage and keep trucking.
Yeah, the art of this boss fight is finding the perfect weapon to like not make him bounce around a lot. All right, that's this stage.
And that's the worst sound effect in the game. It's got to make sure right here that we surrender.
Yeah.
I don't want to accidentally
Go ahead.
choose to fight.
Yeah,
This game has like 5 different routes.
So just like before, how you had the option of chasing Joe or going back and defending your home base or whatever it was, this one you have the option of surrendering or fighting the scientists, and for this route we're going to choose surrender.
So now I've surrendered and I'm captured on some sort of space station.
Just good song. It's such a great song.
And what he said was that he's basically just killing everyone on the star station, so we have to try and get out.
Yeah, what a jerk.
And then this one guy knows he's going down, so he's gonna just turn everyone into frogs or tadpoles.
Yeah. So this is kind of another kind kind of like auto-scroller part coming up. So he turns them on the frogs.
I'm gonna be
There's like
trying to.
an explosion fall.
I'm gonna be trying to outrun this wall of fire. You'll see in a second.
But I mean, all things considered, it's pretty safe. Like you just kind of stand here. The weapon he has is homing, so you just kind of stand there and shoot. And you should basically kill everything. Like every now and then you'll slip up and take a hit, but it's not too common. As long as you're, probably the hardest part of this is just not getting bored and just keeping focus. There's probably another spot for a donation as well, actually.
All right, we've got plenty of donations. We have $25 coming in from Ron Harrower saying, my son loves watching these events and told why you do them. I'm glad to support your efforts. We've got another $25 coming in from Michelle Klein saying, lost my parents to lung cancer 3 years ago. Keep up the fight. And yeah, you guys got to remember that is what this event is all about. It's super important to keep those donations coming in so we can fight cancer.
All right, so we're coming up on the end of this section, I believe. Maybe a couple more seconds of this. And then what follows is the boss fight with the scientist that you might have seen earlier, which you can't probably read because it's Japanese, but he betrays you, and now you have to fight the scientist. This part is actually pretty terrible because he can give you 1 out of 3 patterns coming up, and they have one we call like the red sticks pattern, and they just fly around and extend, and it's really hard to dodge. We're hoping we don't get that pattern. We're hoping we get a specific pattern where he goes on the right side. The red sticks is to the left, so let's see where he eventually lands. Okay, the red sticks pattern,
jinxed it, FCJ.
of course. But at least we get to showcase it. Look how terrible this is. They just extend and they fly around. And it's like you're so worried about dodging, you can't really get any damage in. And if you're really going for a top time in this game, if you get that pattern, you might as well just reset it. It's just terrible. And it's a shame because we're coming up on the end of the run, so it's like pretty far into the run that happens. This is a lot more tolerable of a pattern. You just kind of move out the way, and you kind of have a lot of time to do so. Of course, we didn't see the best pattern that you can get. Now this part, he kind of just walks around in circles, and over time, he'll like extend further, and he gets like harder to dodge. But he never extends quite enough to where he would just guaranteed kill you. So now we've taken out the scientist, and we're going to the final boss in the game as soon as this elevator arrives at its destination. We're going into space, as you can see in the background. And we're going to go ahead and fight the final boss, which is known as Big Magnum. It's a great name.
And he looks really cool.
There's Colonel Bahamut right there.
Basically saying he's just gonna destroy Earth since we're all dead anyway.
Yeah, he's basically like he has this whole Death Star ripoff thing going on. So this boss, its patterns are pretty much fixed. You know what it's gonna do, and you just have to, be prepared to dodge. But it can be tricky because, well, I usually play Brownie, which is a character whose weapons are a lot stronger. So normally I just like kill this boss before it can really even do anything. So when we play co-op together, I would always just die because I didn't even know what this boss was capable of, and so he's just destroying him immediately. Machine you actually have to fight. So it makes this run a lot more interesting in that sense. Yeah, so he took a hit there. I'm not sure if that was on purpose.
All right, so now we're on to the second phase, which is this big face thing.
Yeah, this is second phase, like I said. Yeah, now the third phase, I believe, and we're coming up on time as soon as he destroys this. It might be quite a few more seconds. He throws this like kind of spinning thing. You have to kind of just slide through it because you're invincible when you slide.
Time.
Right. Yep, time. So in this ending, actually, so they have like the best ending, and then they have all the other endings. And in this ending, actually, whoever you're playing actually dies out in space, right? And
Yeah, we're on that thing.
yeah, we're on that thing. And afterwards, you'll see in the credits, they'll have a statue of Sheena. If he says something like, "I was almost a god," or I don't know, just generic bad guy stuff. Yeah, so that's the chase surrender path.
And we did have an incentive run. I'm not sure if we want to go ahead with that. Or do we want to let these credits play a little bit?
Okay. So we have a couple interesting, I'm not sure how long it takes to actually get to them, a couple interesting credits that are strange. They have Bike Man, whose last name is appropriately Suzuki, which I thought was ironic, and also Help Man, which is just weird titles for a person. There's
Here we
Help
go.
Man right
Help
there.
Man.
Kenichiro Horio. I'm sure I'm saying that terribly wrong. And I'm not sure how much further Bike Man is down.
Nice guy.
Can't forget about Nice Guy. That's his title over at Konami. He's the nice guy. And then Bike Man K Suzuki.
All right, we got all good credits. Let's go ahead and do the hidden ending incentive with Ray. And Ray is even worse.
Yeah.
He is the worst character in this game.
So I like to think about it like difficulties. Like they have I think of Brownie and Fang, which are the two stronger characters. I think of them as easy mode, and Ray and Sheena are kind of like hard mode. And they have more traditional Contra weapons. Like Ray is basically Bill Riser. He has like the spread gun and kind of all the weapons you would expect in a Contra game. So hidden ending, we'll see where it ends. But
Not sure if there's a timer going, but this would be the time.
Yeah, time. Yeah, a little late. The same thing. You go through the first couple of stages. And I believe, we're going to choose fight as well. So it's going to be a lot similar of a run up until when we go into the hidden ending, actually. So it's actually probably a good time to read donations since we've already talked about a lot of this as well.
That I can do. We have a $100 donation coming in from Patrick Brown. No comment, but thank you so much for the generosity. We have $10 coming in from Axios saying, "You are all amazing." Thank you so much for the donation.
Same guy. We have basically almost the same weapon. You just stand in the same spot. Kill. So you'll see, Ray and Sheena have different weapons from each other, so you'll see some slightly different strats. I think for most of the bosses, Nick can correct me if I'm wrong, most of the bosses with Ray, you kind of get point blank with the spread, so the spread does as much damage as possible. I'm sure there is exceptions to that, but that's probably the general...
You actually don't want to you want to be a little bit back from point blank since the bullets will actually go through him if you get too close.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, you can stand in that spot where he shoots, but like the bullet, when it leaves his gun, it's behind you, so you kind of are invincible in that spot. So first phase, second phase, starting now.
Whoa.
That was a different pattern that we're used to seeing, I believe, right? I wonder if that's because you didn't reset in between runs or something. Right, so you can actually start the secret ending by either, like, if you choose chase or whatever the second option is there, they'll both lead you to the same stage where you get the bonus ending. But if you choose fight, it's the faster way to get there, since this stage is shorter than the other stage you would go to if you chose the second option. But both those routes kind of meet back again at the stage where you get the hidden ending. The jungle. No, it's not the jungle. I forget the stage.
You can see when you get to the edge with this spread, how fast it is.
Yeah, it's like any Contra game with spread. You want to, if you're close to the edge of the screen, the game can only have so many sprites on the screen at the same time. So the closer you are to the edge of the screen, the kind of faster you can shoot because the faster they get off the screen. So I think the strategy here is quite similar. You go in that same little...
I'm actually gonna go to the left of him. You don't get as many shots in when you're on the
it's
right side of the screen.
Because of what we were talking about earlier with the spread. If you're on the right of this,
we just tank a hit just to get the one cycle there.
That makes sense. So now we get to fight Deadeye Joe for the fourth time. This happy little dance.
And you can see I'm baiting him over to the side of the screen so I can get as many spread shots as possible.
He's gonna blow himself up yet again. All right, so now we're going to Junkyard, this is where you can...
We're gonna take a little detour in the junkyard.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't get to fight Neumann again. It's quite a shame. But right before Neumann, actually, if you go up, you go into the secret ending where you fight a couple different bosses, and it ends the game quickly. I guess you could call this the true any percent, because you are seeing credits technically beat the game. So we'll probably see a slightly different strategy for this junkyard boss with Ray. I think he ducks right before he shoots his arm out. Very similar kill. Alright, so this is where we start the hidden ending run. If you grab this wall and go up, you get this kind of secret screen. And it's in Japanese, so you probably can't read it, but he says, "Do you want to play a game?" I think, or something like that. And you say yes. And
this music might sound a little familiar.
Yes. This is Saimondo Belmont, I think. So, I mean, right, Castlevania and Contra are made by the same company, Konami. So they have this kind of little cameo of Simon Belmont ripoff. And for some reason, I don't understand the fish, but yeah, he likes to throw out fish. And now the second boss is a zombie with a shopping cart.
That's the gist of it.
Yeah, so you just jump up there and shoot him in the back.
And this third guy is supposed to be hard, but you just use your bomb right away.
Yeah, I actually don't even know what this guy does because I've never not just used the bomb.
And that's time.
And that's time, yeah.
And then you get sucked into an interdimensional portal.
Yeah. And you go back in time with the dinosaurs. And then Mario Monkey is on the next screen. That's so sweet. So a couple years ago, or maybe a year or so ago, when Nick kind of picked up this game, on the speedrun.com boards, they didn't separate by character. It was mostly just Fang, who was the fastest character. And all the runs had to be with Fang, or else you weren't going to get a record. But Nick picked up his mod on speedrun.com, and he actually separated the boards by character. So it paved the way for him to kind of then develop strats for Ray and Sheena and some of the kind of overlooked characters who are fun in their own right, because it's not always fun to just blow away all the bosses in one hit. It's nice to actually have some strategies against the bosses. So, you know, shout out to Nick for kind of paving the way for future Ray and Sheena.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's Helpman again.
Yeah, Helpman again. It's always nice to see him.
Nice guy.
Nice guy. I guess Bike Man will also have an appearance. Yep. Yep. But I think that's everything.
That's it. Just only shout out I need to give is to the Contra Discord.
Yep. Yep.
And to FCJ for his great commentary.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wow, that was an absolutely incredible run by NickBGoHard of Contra Hard Corps. Guys, we still have some incredible runs coming up, so make sure you stay tuned. But for now, let's get in a quick donation. We have a $25 donation coming in from Cowboy Bebop saying, "Thank you for playing Contra." We have $50 coming in from Nick and Kelly saying just 3 words: "We need Animorphs." Remember, guys, there are plenty of incentives and challenges you can still donate for. We have a Super Monkey Ball Master One Skip Run coming up soon, and then later in the evening, we have Zelda Ocarina of Time Glitch Exhibition. Those are both things you can donate for, and we still have a ways to go, so make sure you are getting those donations in, guys. For now, we're going to be running a quick Twitch ad, and I will see you all when we get back. All right, we are back. Remember, guys, GDQ is made possible by all our wonderful sponsors, such as the Yeti. They create amazing merch and apparel for video game culture. Official merch supporters of Games Done Quick since 2011, with over $1 million donated to GDQ charities. All profits from the AGDQ 2020 collection goes to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. And all that can be found on www.theyeti.com. We've got a $5 donation coming in from Lillian the Wolf that says, come on, guys, let's get on that hype train for the Ocarina of Time Glitch Exposition. Honk. There we go. I like that. We have a $15 donation coming in from Dorax saying, don't give up, the beginning is always the hardest. Great show from all the runners this year. Let's beat cancer by donating. Looking forward to all the Ocarina of Time no source requirement. We've got a $25 donation coming in from Benja27. They didn't leave a comment, but thank you so much for the donation. We've got $100 coming in from Ike Thieves, 215. Thank you so much for the $100 donation. It means a lot. We've got $10 coming in from Vadi DJ saying first time donating but long time watcher. Forget about that though. I want to see a continuing of the suffering I saw from Animorphs in 2016. Mwahahahaha. We have $25 coming in from Egg saying, my first GDQ. I wish everyone the best of luck, and although I don't have any dad jokes, rest assured I will be repeating them at random to my dad. We've got $10 from Sarzuman saying, let's get the $10 donation train rolling. Also, let's see that Animorphs run by Kizaron. We have $20 from Marcus Dan saying, so hyped to see Helix run Super Monkey Ball at GDQ. Here's $20 to run as the best monkey, Gon. Good luck and go fast. And remember, guys, we do have some bid wars coming up for Blazing Chrome. We have a character choice bid war for that you can vote between. There are The donations are pretty close right now, with the top two only being $20 apart, so make sure you get those donations in. And it's the same with Super Monkey Ball, with the top two of Gone Gone and Baby only being $21 apart. So every dollar counts. We've got $25 coming in from Bruce and Quentin saying, for the next generation of speedrunners, nothing better than watching AGDQ on the couch as a family. We've got $15 coming in from Roxy saying, hello from the audience. First time attending a GDQ and it has been an amazing experience. We're planning next year already. We have lost many close family members to cancer, including my mother 7 years ago, and this event for this amazing cause. Thank you to everyone and make this event possible, and good luck to all the runners. We've got $15 from Suzuna15 saying, unfortunately can't catch as much of the stream as I'd like to due to work, but happy to see games I didn't know existed. We've got $25 from Ramos saying, donating for some Animorphs. Hope all you speed friends out there are having a good time. We've got $10 from Morgan21 saying, the only thing better than Super Monkey Ball is more Super Monkey Ball. Here's a few bananas towards the Master Run incentive. We've got $25 coming in from C saying, been watching for years. The first GDQ I saw, I started watching, and suddenly it was 4 a.m., so I've been trying to catch it since. Putting this towards the Snake Eater incentive. And it looks like the Metal Gear Solid 3 Sumi Sing Snake Eater incentive actually has already been met, so that'll be very exciting to see later. We've got $100 coming in from Hurricane68 saying, had to donate for the Super Monkey Ball Master Run incentive. I just go bananas for all that monkey business. Got $15 coming in from Barry saying, I haven't missed a GDQ since 2012. I'm always so proud to see the great show the runners and staff put on for such a great cause. Thank you so much for your donation. We've got $20 from Tiny Timo saying, long-time watcher, first-time donator. I love AGDQ and all the nostalgic games I've played when I was in my childhood. Thank you so much. We've got $50 from Ignited Geek saying, my grandmother was recently diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer and started her first round of chemo today. I have watched for years, but this is my first donation. Thank you for the great work supporting those going through such trying times. Thank you so much for the donation. And guys, just as a reminder, that is what it's all about. We are supporting the Prevent Cancer Foundation. Their mission is to save lives across all populations through cancer prevention and early detection by focusing their work through research, education, outreach, and advocacy, with their vision being to stop cancer before it starts. You guys can always find more about the cause at preventcancer.org. We've got $50 from S. Punimus saying, donating for that Ocarina showcase. Let's get that incentive. We've got $20 coming in from Summer B76 saying, gotta love me some Animorphs. Keep up the fantastic work for charity and speedrunning. Cancer's bad, let's help get rid of it. We've got $15 from Anna Jess saying, let's get this bread, honk those lonks. Yeah. We've got $10 from Digital Link Error saying, love watching this event live.